Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm super excited for today's tutorial because it is such a fun and relaxing project. We are going to take inspiration from a photo, mix it with another photo and turn it into a cute little illustration. I found this angel photo online and we are going to use it as reference. Don't worry, we are not copying exactly, just using it to guide our painting. First things first, open Procreate and create a new canvas. I'm using CMYK 2480 by 3508 pixel. Great if you ever want to print your work. Next, go to Settings, tap Add, and select Insert Photo. Swipe left, and you will also see Insert a private photo. Pick your reference photo from your album. Once it's imported, I like to lower the opacity a bit so it's faint. Then create a new layer on top for sketching. That way, we don't accidentally draw on the photo itself. Okay, now let's do a rough sketch. I keep it really loose. The goal is just to capture the flow of the pose, not details. I start with the head, just simple circle or oval, then mark the shoulders and torsos. Next, sketch the spine and hips. Is she leaning forward, sitting tall? Then rough in the arms and hands as basic shapes. I like to say, don't overthink the hands here. Seriously, hands are tricky. Just block them in as simple shapes. We will refine them later. This stage is so fun because you can erase, adjust, or completely change the pose without stress. Keep it loose and playful. Don't worry about mistakes. It's just part of the process. Once I'm happy with the rough sketch, I lower the opacity so it's faint. And then I create a new layer for the detailed sketch. Here, I refine the head and think about the expressions. Maybe calm, serene, or a little playful. I like giving my character little personality hints here. Then I go to the hands. Now it is time to really show hand positions and gestures. Are they holding the apple delicately or about to take a bite? For the wings, I sketch layered feathers. Don't stress about perfection. Some uneven edges actually make them feel more natural. Finally, I add storytelling elements like the apple and tree branches. Now let's make our angel a little cozy perch. I'm adding a tree branch so it looks like she's sitting up there enjoying her apple. I actually created my own digital tree branch brush and it makes this step ridiculously easy. Just tap the selection tool, that's the arrow icon. Set it to uniform and you can rotate the branch to the angle you like by dragging the green dot. You can even flip it horizontally or vertically with one tap using the flip horizontal icon or flip vertical icon. Super handy if you want to change the direction or create variation. And yes, if you are one of my Patreon members, you can download this brush for free. If you're not a member, no worries, you can still grab the full pack of digital tree branches from my website and get a bunch of different branch shapes to use in your own illustrations. Even tiny details like this help the viewer immediately read the story. So the side note is, if you messed up at this stage, it's fine. Just lower the opacity, erase, and try again. No pressure. Times for color. Create a new layer under your sketches. I'm using my messy uneven brush for the leaves. Here is the fun trick. Go into Brush Studio, open Color Dynamics, and play with it with hue, saturation, lightness, darkness, and secondary color. Every stroke will be slightly different, so your background feels alive and natural. The extra tip here, think about mood here. Bright greens feel cheerful, muted tones feel calm, and warm autumn colors can make it feel cozy. Color choice really sets the vibe. If you are a Patreon member, you can grab this brush for free. Not a member, no worries, you can also get it from my website. Alright, time to bring our angel to life. So now we want to paint the character. Tap the ribbon icon, choose freehand, and outline the area you want to fill. In this case, the angel. You will see a little white dot. Tap it and boom, colors fills the area. Very easy. I clean up the edges and turn on alpha lock so I can paint freely without worrying about going out the lines. For the skin, start with light base tone, then grab a slightly darker shade for the shadows, under the chin, around the neck, under the arms. Now the bandage, my favorite tiny detail. I use baby blue, a little grey on my screen, but you can pick white, pink, or even crazy neon color if you are feeling cheeky. I like imagining what kind of bandage she would wear. Cute pastel stars, fancy gold for celestial royalty, or maybe just a plain one because she tripped over her wings earlier? Shading for dark, and it's done. Fun little details like this make your illustration feel alive and whimsical. Next, wings are tricky but super fun. I use the dry ink brush for sharp edges. Start light, then add darker tones in the gaps for dab. Hair time. I went with white and blue for a mysterious vibe. Later, I will show you why we kept it white. It is for that magical glow effect. Alright, now is the fun part. I felt like he's saying fun part because every part are fun. Well, the last part is just polishing everything. I start by adding shadows and darker tones. Just a few touches make the piece pop. Then I grab the smudge tool, aka finger tool, to blend or render the colors and soften transitions. For the tree itself, I use the Mix Pack brush or dry ink. Dry ink brush is actually Procreate default brush. You can easily get it from Procreate. I leave some rough texture lines so the branches feel natural, slightly imperfect, just like real life. And honestly, those little imperfections make the illustration cozy and lived in. And that's it. Everything comes together beautifully. I love it. I'm not sure whether you enjoy this tutorial. I hope so. And there you have it, an angel sitting on a tree, happily enjoying her apple. Next, I like adjusting the overall mood using curves under adjustments. It is like Instagram filters, but with way more control. I tweak the shadows, highlights, and midtones until the colors match the feeling I want, warm and dreamy or cold and calm. Play around until it feels right for your story. Now let's talk about hair finishing touches because this is my favorite part. I actually use the liquify tool here. It lets me gently push and pull the strings to flow more naturally. You can give it a try, it's really fun. It feels like combing the hair digitally, though sometimes it's a little bit tricky, so it's a lot of trial and error. Don't worry if you overdo it, just undo it and try again. Sometimes I have to try a few times to get it right. And then comes with the magic. I make the hair glow. Because we painted it white earlier, we can now use bloom tool under adjustments, turn it on and watch the hair light up like a soft halo effect. And before we end, I do want to share with you the story, the reason why I'm making this illustration. So this is part of the theme of my art collection, which is called The Invisible World. I call it Simple Joy. This is the story, kind of like a poem that goes with the illustration. Joy can be simple and still real. A few months ago, my sister-in-law joined a mercy ship in Africa. She shared how the locals cherish the smallest things. One day, the ship handed out apples. She noticed how carefully they held them, like tiny treasures. It made her and me realize how easily we forget to be grateful for the little things in our lives. A warm meal, a quiet moment, a simple fruit. These small joys are real too, and that's enough. So I wanted to make like an angel enjoying her apple simply because that this is a piece to remind me, especially, to be grateful and to be grateful in life and remember that every single thing in life is a blessing. So be happy. And if you enjoyed this type of tutorial, come and hang out with me on Patreon for the full version. You can get brushes, extra tips, and behind the scenes and goodies. See you next time.